I'm the mountain goat walking in support of the Atwood Forest with the jaguar, the wolf, the black owl, the nerd herd, and the D's peeps, and any other truth teller that comes along. Please like, share, and subscribe.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natania was shot at that club. Not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall? Nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall? But it saved her the first time, didn't it? Because as soon as that club was over and as soon as they finished interrogating her, when she sat there and cried like a baby, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. Benny Medina put her with that drunk white boy until she ran him off. Like, there are people sitting here screaming out at the toll that the atrocities that Sean Combs has done to their lives, and you're trying to avoid your part in the story or the fact that you never spoke up. You know, you want to tell people on the loan, put it out there that the movie was enough, was about you getting away from Puffy, but you didn't think about the trail of girls that you left behind. What happens to Cassie if J-Lo had to say something back then? Would Cassie have ever been a victim? Answer me that. Because that situation happened in the late 90s. That situation happened before Aaliyah passed away. And Aaliyah passed away in 2001. He didn't get with Cassie until 2009, 15 years after he was with Jennifer. If she had to come forward about the abuse that she suffered in a relationship with Sean Combs, Cassie would never have gone through what she's gone through. J-Lo being a stand bitch is Cassie not getting punted in a fucking hallway.
Wow. This is so true, Nick. She said strong mothers make strong daughters. Is your mic good now, Nick? Can you come up?
Yes.
Hey, Nick. Oh,
Hey.
okay, good. I couldn't hear you before. And you look so cute. Greetings. How are you?
Finally, well, I'm nervous.
Don't be.
I'm nervous. I get nervous when I speak publicly.
You are in the company of family. We are all family here. No need to be nervous. We'll take you, and I'll definitely take my time with it.
I know, thank you. Now, I just want to give Just D a little kick in the butt. I sent her an Instagram message to say, come on now.
Just D.
I'm a Jaganator. I'm a nerd herder.
Oh.
I'm in the Wolf Gang.
Yeah.
I'm a Jaganator. I don't know if I'm repeating myself.
No, you listen. All of the gangs have to get shouted out, and we are all one tribe.
I'm just very happy to be here with you today.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you.
And I've stopped watching TV since I found my soul family with all you guys, with family.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. We all did too. So many people say that every day. Like, I don't even watch TV anymore. This is all I need.
Yeah, and I love that you keep mentioning about the UFOs, because no one seems to be talking about that much.
Isn't that weird? I'm
Yeah.
so shocked how quiet everybody is about it.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's, I mean, there are a lot of distractions happening,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me wonder what's actually happening. Like,
Yeah.
what are we really missing? I know that there's a lot happening, but there's so many distractions.
There are, and so many people are acting like, it's just run of the mill to have these weird flying objects that we don't have an understanding of who's flying these drones, where they're from, are they organic, made, within our stratosphere of human hands, or are they otherworldly? The drones, eventually I believe that they are, and I want to hear your point of view, I believe that they are some agency we're not aware of, or maybe the government or whatever. But the orbs are a totally different thing. And some of I'm not sure. But go ahead.
I think that the drones are the distraction away from what's really happening. And what's really happening has been happening for the last 70 years.
Wow.
And it's only all coming to light, like Cat Williams said, this 2024 is the year of truth.
2024, yes.
Yeah. And there's just so much to pay attention to that it's being in Australia, probably like people in the UK, I don't know. There's a lot of countries to keep up with the Atwood family. That was the family I left out. So I'm a Capricorn. I'm a little goat running around in the Atwood forest.
Hey.
With the jaguar.
That's right.
And the wolf. Oh, and Maggie. I forgot Maggie. And Maggie the black owl.
That's right.
And with the spirit family of the nerd herd and the Justice peeps.
Absolutely. Listen, now that is a tribe. If you got to belong to any tribe, that's the tribe I want to be in.
That's the tribe I want to be in for sure.
Right. It sounds like a powerful tribe. But what do you make of the orbs? I've seen some of the orbs on certain channels, like when I watch Dre OG and all of that. They are like radiating and pulsating and responding to words.
They look natural to me.
They do to me as well.
Yeah. They look natural. I don't know what they are. Mm-hmm. They could be spirits.
Mm-hmm.
It's energy. It's a ball of energy.
I believe that.
We don't know what's happening. We with the aliens, that situation, we don't know if they're our future selves.
Absolutely.
We don't know if they're from Earth and they've always been here. These are just my ideas. We don't know. We don't know why it's happening now. Next year's going to be so interesting. So interesting. And I'm turning your age on the 5th.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, girl. Isn't this the best kept secret?
What, our age?
Our age. Listen, when we were younger, we thought, to be 20 or to be... I am so in my element and in my...
Yep.
I love 50s.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, when Kathy Bates, the girls crash into or steal her car park in the car park.
Mm-hmm.
And she just loses her mind and she says, she crashes her car into them and says, girls, I'm older and I've got more insurance.
Then there you go. There you go.
I was younger than Kathy was in that when I watched that, and I thought, I can't wait. And that coming of age when you turn 30 and then when you turn 40, it starts to kick in.
Yeah.
And then when you turn 50, you're like, that's it. I'm not taking any crap from anyone anymore for any reason. I'm done.
I think we step into the fullness of who we are as people. It is a glorious place to exist. I absolutely am in love. I love my 50 plus self. I think I filled out the way I want. I could lose a little pounds around the waist, but for all in all, I love the skin I'm in. I love who I am. I love the level of wisdom. I absolutely love it here.
I love it here too. And I want to tell younger people, because I don't have any children, I want to tell just my dog, just my Archie that's on the screen.
Hi, Archie.
He just turned 9. Yeah, I've got 2 nephews, and I want to tell them stuff, and I really wish that somebody my age told me the stuff that I know now when I was younger. But your brain's not ready to hear it.
On very rare occasions, we come across some young ones who their brains are ready to hear. But like you said, you're right. For the most part, they're not. Because I tried to tell some young people stuff, and I had a young girl. Well, I don't want to call her a young girl. She was in her 20s, I think pushing 30s, and she was like, "Look, old lady."
Look, old lady.
What are you calling her, old lady? And that was the first time it hit me that somebody saw me as an old lady. I was like, I had a few young girls call me auntie. I'm cool with that. But she was like, old lady. I was like, okay, find out for yourself.
Well, you don't look old to me.
Thank you. I don't.
And you've weathered your storm very well.
Thank you. You know what? Music to my ears. I appreciate that.
That's okay. You're very welcome.
I think all in all, that's what makes it so good. I get to still be here and feel and look this good. I appreciate that. And I say that with the most sincerest humility out. Like, I really feel like I've come into my own, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's awesome. And I love what your mum said to you to get you to get up.
Yeah.
In the game, you know.
I love it. I think about that all the time because, like I said, I didn't feel any fight. It just felt. You hear people's story; they say you just going, you just feel
you're slipping, yeah.
And I promise you, she whipped me into shape, and I thank God for it because I would have just slipped away.
Yeah, your mum sounds like no nonsense. Yeah, she's a no nonsense woman.
She really is no nonsense, and I thank her. She is a pleasure. She is funny. She keeps you on your toes. I've learned so much. Being her child, and I'm eternally grateful.
I miss my mum. I lost my mum 3 years ago.
Oh, my condolences. There's nothing like a mom. There's nothing.
Nothing on this planet.
But I'll tell you something. I have a theory. I said, we all know that everybody has to go on to glory. We will all transition and go on to glory. But I tell you, something so special, and not that you want to lose your parent, but I think when God takes your parents, he knows that you are strong and resilient. As strong as I am, girl, I will come to the floor crying, with snot crying. And you wouldn't even be able to talk to me. I promise.
So,
it's another strength that God sees in you.
And I want to say to everyone, nobody warns you prior to you losing your mother how hard it will be. No one prepares you.
That's right.
No one, and it really is. It's something depending on your relationship with your mum, but you know, no one gives you the little heads up. So I'm giving everyone the heads up. It's something that you just can't believe it. It's very surreal.
Yeah.
It's very surreal.
And guys, you know what that means? That means that is a lesson for you guys to heed and listen to. Cherish your parents while you have them in the land of the living, because there is no one that lives forever. We all must transition. So cherish your parents, really.
Yeah. And I'm a genealogist, and I've done a lot of work with my own DNA, and I have a theory about that I want to throw out there to you.
I'm listening.
You know, we have DNA that the DNA that they actually look at, not the entire DNA. They only look at a little bit of it, but the DNA that we have in our living bodies right now goes as far back as like 6 generations of great-grandparents and so on and so forth. And that DNA that came from them is inside of us, and it is still alive.
Yeah.
Therefore, they are still alive.
That's right. We inside of us. Ancestors come again. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, and the more I learned about my DNA, the more that I felt, and the more I learned about my ancestors, the more I felt them rise up in me.
That's right.
And empower me, and that DNA activated in me, like,
That's
big time.
And let me tell you something. I know what you're saying 100% because I feel the exact same thing. I feel them. I can feel their presence with me, and I am so eternally grateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel their presence at all times. I could be going through a specific thing. I'll always reference this, like when I was on the live with Lamisha. My grandmother, somebody put that 91st Psalm, and I felt my grandmother and God simultaneously quaking my body.
Yep. It vibrates.
Yeah.
It vibrates, and it changes you, and I also think it's got a little bit to do with deja vu. You know, that feeling when you go somewhere, you feel like you've been there, or something happens, and I feel like you're walking where one of your ancestors that you may not know about has walked, has breathed that air, stood on that soil, you know?
You know what they theorize also about deja vus is that is ourselves in a parallel universe. Like, there are continuums and parallel universes, and these are very eclectic conversations. Some people have not had them. They're not ready for them. Go watch those channels I told you, Right 7X. I'm going to review I think I'll review one of Right 7X's spiritual things on the channel maybe tomorrow. Right 7X, Dre OG, you have Perky. There is so much education, and that is why they want to take TikTok away from us. You know why? Because we have people have gotten a PhD in TikTok University that they've never gotten in school. You learn so much in social media. You learn so much. They don't want us to be an educated race of people. And I don't mean as in color, I mean human race. They don't want us to be an educated race of people because then they can subjugate us and keep us as their working class. The minute we become too cerebral and too erstwhile and get all this information, they cannot lie to us anymore. They cannot subdue us anymore. We will rise up and take control. And that is the greatest fear of the elites. Yes. The greatest fear is education.
Yes, but forever, for the entire, history of time.
That's right. That's right. Because
that time is coming to an end.
It is.
At the end of this year.
It is.
It is over. We're spreading the word.
Absolutely. And I'm so happy to be alive at a time such as this. I am so exhilarated, even with the uncertainty.
With us being relatively the same age, I don't know if this is happening for everyone else, but time seems to move really fast.
It does.
And so much has happened in our short lifetime.
Yes.
And just me doing some genealogy research, it's not that long ago where there were just horses and carriages, and it's not that long ago.
Absolutely. But I think if, for those of you who are familiar with CERN, if you're not, look it up, CERN. Yep. CERN has something called the Hadron Collider.
Yes.
And the purpose of it is they are trying to, or not trying to, they have accomplished it, orchestrate the control of time. And so the more and more educated, the more and more cerebral, the more and more aware and conscious of what the real truth is and how they've lied to us that we become, it is my sincere belief that they hit that Hadron Collider and roll us back, because we are advancing far quicker than they ever anticipated mankind to advance. And not all of us. Some are still caught up in the matrix, but boy, oh boy, have we busted through that glass ceiling of the matrix. And I'm telling you, that is their greatest fear. They can only hold a lie will only hold as long as it will hold. When people start to scratch the surface and realize that gold is not quite gold, but gold plated, and we see what's behind, like the Wizard of Oz, we see behind the curtain, they can't hold us anymore. And we are going to change this world.
Don't you think though that all of this has happened before? Like, I think that the level that where we're at now, we're not even where it was 3,000 years ago. That's what I think.
I agree. But I do know that there is a place called, if those of you may not be familiar with it, but if you are familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who are not, go watch those channels I suggested and learn about it. Tartarian Empire. They were far more advanced than we were at an earlier point in civilization. The Tartarian Empire has been all but eradicated from the history books. It existed. It existed. If you don't believe me, look at old pictures in the books. There's something they call vanilla sky. It is an outer, it looks like someone traced the outer perimeter of all the buildings. And look at those pictures from 1880 something. They trace the outer perimeter and it looks like a vanilla sky because they are obliterating whatever is in the background. Whatever is really happening in the sky, they don't want us to see. And so they've whited it out on all of the old pictures. Look up Tartaria, Tartarian, or Tartarian Empire. Locke will put it in the chat. I'm telling you, there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. And if we bust out of the matrix, if we stop wasting time being catty and cat fighting with each other, and people stop attacking people who are sharing the good news and good information, we can all get there quicker and get there together. We can all be made more aware of what's really out there and get there together. But as long as we allow ourselves to be used to be a distraction, to be in the chat talking about someone else and maligning people, instead of, if you have alms with your brother, you are supposed to speak to your brother and deal with them on that. You're not supposed to take up your channel and malign people all over the internet street needlessly for shits and giggles, for folly. We are being given a responsibility. Yeah. We are called to be news bringers.
Yes.
Like have the crier, the town crier. We are the town crier.
Yeah.
YouTube. We have to hold that responsibility with better, respect and integrity, and not this foolishness that's taking place.
Yes. I mean, I'm a moderator for Magi, and I spend half of my time, alerting other mods to the trolls in the room, and it's just it drives me insane.
Me too.
They're like, it's kind of like they're a swarm of bees. Pardon the pun.
Yep.
Of the pun. But it's just so annoying, and it's distracting us from getting all this good information and sharing all the good ideas and just getting everything out there.
Absolutely. But what it highlights and it illustrates, and I always say, no one robs an empty store. If someone is coming to your lives to be a distraction, if someone is constantly nitpicking and trying to blind you, it is because you are bringing value. Because within the confines of your storehouse, you have value in your coffers. And that is what they come to kill, conquer, and destroy. And no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
Do you know, I have another theory about those pesky little trolls. I feel like, yes, they come in to distract, but I think they actually come in for some good value information that they take on board. I think that slowly they're like, I think they're melting.
I believe so too. I truly.
They come in, they're everywhere. And when they pop in when something really good is being spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very strange time for them to pop in. But just say they pop in on Jag and Jag's singing, it's like, how can you not hear how good Jag is? Like, is that not just vibrating your soul? How can you speak any filth when Jag...
They do feel it. They just are trying to fight the gravitational pull to the goodness. It's like they're trying to fight it. They're just like, no, I must resist. I must. I'm telling you. There's one person who calls my name, writes my name so much. I'm like, he is so obsessed. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to be angry about it. He is attracted to the light.
Yes, exactly.
This good light, it is attractive. And so even if he's attracted to the light for the wrong reason, he will stay and get the goodness.
That's
He will
right.
get the glory on him. You can't help but to get the glory of God and some of this good anointing on you when you stand close to the light.
That's
And
right.
so it's what it is.
That's right. Thank you so much for bringing me on. I'm sorry I didn't understand what I was doing with StreamYard, but now I do.
Oh, that's okay. But listen, thank you for being such a blessing and gifting memberships. Thank you for showing love. Like, that is how you stand in the gap for people.
Yeah.
That is how. And we appreciate you. Thank you so much. We love you.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
Thank you. To God be the glory for you. Hey,